Bosasa liquidators have been granted leave to appeal the High Court order setting aside the decision to enter into voluntary liquidation. Liquidators are taking the matter to the Supreme Court of Appeal. It's understood that Bosasa will be launching an urgent application for an enforcement order pending appeal. Let's get you more on this now. I'm joined on the line by Bosasa Liquidator Cloete Murray. Mr. Murray, thank you so much for joining us. Just give us an overview of what this ruling means for you as the liquidator.
Yes, well, we're obviously quite glad about the leave to appeal that was granted this morning. We did not agree with the contents of the judgment that was made last week. The effect of that is that the judgment is stayed and that the liquidators are then put back into place, and effectively we then remain in charge of the company. We have been advised by the holding company that they intend launching an urgent application in terms of Rule or Section 18.3 to have the judgment enforced immediately. We have not seen such an application, and we will obviously deal with such an application once it has been served.
This is there are reports like what you're saying. Bosasa will launch an urgent application for an enforcement order pending appeal. You're saying you haven't seen such an application at all?
No, we've only heard the comments and the remarks in the press, but we haven't seen such an application. There was correspondence received from the attorneys acting for them this afternoon after the leave to appeal was granted. And we will obviously deal with that correspondence, but we haven't seen an application. But we do suspect that they will launch the application pretty soon.
Why would they launch that application?
Well, I think the application will be launched because my suspicion is that the directors do not want to surrender control over the company for reasons that I'm not fully aware of. But that would be the only basis for such an application.
Okay, so what is the next step for you as the liquidator now?
Well, effectively, we now remain in control. We are only provisional liquidators, and provisional liquidators by their very nature have limited powers. So our powers, by a large extent, to making sure that the assets are properly secured, including the books and records of the company. Prior to the judgment being made, we had some interaction with some of the national and provincial departments regarding some of these contracts that are still in place, and we will obviously continue engaging in that process.
What would happen to some of those contracts that are still in place when during liquidation? Well,
as matters now stand, and prior to the judgment being made, save and except for the contract in respect of the nutrition with the Department of Correctional Services, which was terminated, the liquidators indicated that they will supply and continue servicing those contracts for as long as possible. There's obviously a benefit to the employees in the employment, and at some point, once the liquidation process has progressed significantly, we'll make a decision on what needs to happen to those contracts. But that's early days in the liquidation process, and those kind of decisions have not been contemplated or made.
All right, thank you so much. That's Liquidator Cloete Murray. They're talking to us after that order by the High Court granting the liquidator leave to appeal to the Supreme Court of Appeals.